This is a 2014 Mitsubishi Outlander sporty. Another disposable car. Customer complaint is noisy wheel rotation. Probably wheel bearing, I'm going to say it is. So I'm going to get her jacked up and I'll bring these back. I just talked to the customer. They want tires rotated. He's got 2 new tires in the vehicle, I guess. He wants the front and back ones moved to the front and the 2 new ones put on the back. So that's what we're going to do. I do not hear a wheel bearing. We'll have to check the front. Maybe it's the front. This is a customer that likes to buy his own parts. I know it saves you money. I get it. But that poor rotor looks like a cheese grater. The other side ain't much better, or probably a little worse. But I get it, buying your own parts. You know, I don't care, but that looks like a cheese grater too. I don't care, but he's bought wheel bearings for this, which was overbought because I hear nothing in these wheels grinding. There's no play, and I know he's bought all new wheel bearings. And see, I don't feel nothing. Just your normal little bit of that one there is definitely bad. Under further inspection, we have a culprit. She's got a little bit of play in there, and the wife's not here today to make sure it ain't a tie rod in. Yep, probably have to do that one. Alright, I'll be back. Now I know these are eBay tires, but this is... Look at that. I don't know. To me, that's a waste of money. Time you pay shipping and pay for the tires. And here's another thing, eBay. Good old Detroit axle junk. They're cheap, and that's why they are cheap. I've used them in the past, not good results, but you know, this car does have 200 and god awful amount of miles on it. So I guess it ain't gonna hurt it. Probably won't help it, but we'll change them out anyway. And I'm going to warn you guys too about these valve stems. These have sensors in them. Make sure you put a valve cap on it. You will ruin the sensor if you don't. Make sure that when you go to the gas station, you want to put air in your tire, let some out before you put some in if you don't have a cap on it. Because what it's going to do, it's going to shoot water in there if it's stuck in the cap here, and it'll ruin the sensor. I've replaced so many sensors because they just don't have the valve cap on it. It's just common sense. These are really bad. That might be where your grinding's coming from, lady. I just talked to the customer again, and we're going to do wheel bearings both sides, brakes, and rotors. So that's what it's going to be here today. Well, some other mechanic's been here before me, because I don't think that's supposed to be that loose. Yeah. Unless they were just scared to tighten it and then snap it off. I'll have to check that out, I guess. Now these nuts have a locking ring on it right there, and you're supposed to beat it in to lock it in that groove. Now what someone has done here is beat on that so much that it actually screwed the threads up on the nut, and it's got that all jacked up. You know, this is going to cost this guy an axle. And I showed you before, but that nut wasn't even tight. I don't know who worked on this last, but they weren't so good at it. Let me bring you up to date here. This has been several days later because we had to wait on parts. Now what I did, I took the slide hammer and pulled this hub off. I got my Harbor Freight bearing extractor out. That sucks, it ruined that axle. But I'm in the process today of building me a workbench in here so I can beat on stuff. But I'm going to very gingerly here take the torch and cut a slot in that, because it's just about impossible to get off any other way. So that's what I'm going to do here. Alright, I got that part of that bearing off of there. I didn't even mar it up, so we're in good shape there. Now I'm going to hit the bearing puller out and pull this bearing. I'll bring you back here in a minute. A little update on progress here. We're going to go after this with a little different approach here. I don't think that other tool is going to take it out of there. Shake hands with danger. This means everything is going to go fine here. We'll give her some tonnage. Going. I'm good, I believe it is. Let's move some more crap. I told you I got another one of these to do. We're hitting the press now. Yay! Hallelujah, brother. Hallelujah. All right, let me get set up for the new bearing. All right, finally got this set up and push it back in. See how this goes, I guess. You want to see the action up front? And then we'll try it there. If you ever buy one of these cheap presses at like Harbor Freight or something, and they give you them black plates to go with it, just chuck them in the trash because they ain't worth a shit. I bought chunks of aluminum and steel off eBay just for the press. We're going crooked. Going crooked. Damn it, son. Damn it. Try to get it as straight as possible when you're going in there. After you get it in there a little bit, it'll pretty much go by itself. Tighten up the screw, Brian. Have I mentioned I got another one of these to do? There we hit bottom. Alright, now we need to put the hub back on there. So, let me go find it and I'll bring these back. Uh-oh. Watch your toes. Watch your toes. I pulled this off the slide hammer. Usually if you get it started straight, it'll go straight for you. Yeah, this is going in pretty easy. I know there's supposed to be a backing plate on here, but the customer said to hell with that backing plate, because it looks like Swiss cheese. They never bought it out. So I said, okay, no backing plate it is. See what I mean when the bearing pushed out? Damn it. Damn it, son. Well, we'll reverse this and push it back along. I knew that was going to happen. But you're not supposed to put metal on that ring, because that's a tone ring. Let me get a smaller one of these. I just want to be on that inner bearing parts where I want to be, and that'll work just fine. Let me get another socket. We tighten that axle nut down. If it's not pressed all the way in there, the axle will pull it together. So that's that, and I think you guys need a new battery. Not halfway charged, so I'll bring you back here when I go putting it together. Alright, several days later, we're going to put this back together now. This must be an older axle because it takes a cotter pin. Not saying it's wrong, it looks right. But this job has been a total nightmare. We'll put you here so you can watch. They drove an hour to get this axle, and they give them the wrong one. So they had to drive an hour up, hour back to get the right one. And to me, this is not the right one because it's got, this must be off an older vehicle. And I guess it'll work. It looks like it'll work. This is one of these jaws that's going to come back and bite me in the ass. Let me find the flashlight. There it is. Right. That go all the way in. Yeah, that one went right in. So we're gonna find the screwdriver here. Jam a screwdriver in this just to make it easier to put back together. You want it on the very edge down here so it don't interfere with the bolt. Ain't got to do it very much, but it just makes it easier for that to go on. This will go in there the way it is. The bolt for the lower ball joint. That lower ball joint is a 17 millimeter. Line up the splines. Have you aimed up there? Oh, see how careless I am letting you guys watch. These are 3/4 19s. Like I said, the bottom ball joint is a 17. And they're probably full of rust because I live in the rust belt. So. The brake caliper bracket is a 17 as well. Oh, better put the rotor on first, huh? Alright, let's do the nut next. And find a cotter pin for it. And of course, it's probably going to be a different size. Nope, it still fits. Deal. That is nowhere near right. I said this was the wrong axle. It probably still is. Look, you can't even get a cotter pin in the slot. It's not right. And, this job's turned into be a nightmare. I'll see if I can't find a washer here to fit that. Maybe shim it out a little bit. I took some washers and shimmed it out just to make a cotter pin where it would catch the slot. Now it's not right, but it's together. I'm done with it. So all I have is monstrously long cotter pins, so vice grip fingers to the rescue. Again, these are 17 millimeter. And we'll need the wobble socket. Tie rod is a 17 millimeter as well, and we'll probably need a jack for this. Nope. Where you going there? Usually got to jack it up to put some torque behind it so you can get the nut back on, but it didn't happen today. Use the fancy brake pad putter back here on there, or the master cylinder, or the caliper back out. And of course I didn't leave a brake pad laying around here. I'll just use something to push it back in. This is the handiest little tool. I like putting a little bit of anti-seize on the brake pins just so they slide nice. A little bit of lube. I only got copper, so that's what we're using. I'm out of the Tin Man juice. You gotta make sure these boots line up right or you'll ruin them. I think these are 14 millimeter. But you got to make sure the boots get lined up right, or you end up contaminating with
what your Outlook password is for your email?
For which email?
Live.com.
I sell signs online. I sell parts online. I guess we got hacked over the weekend. Now we got to reset every password. You know how aggravating that is. Why can't the crooks get a freaking job? Spend a half hour resetting everything. That pisses me off. Of course, I'm not in a very happy mood this morning anyway. spent. All right, this job's almost done. Oh, clean up every tool out of the toolbox I got out. It made me take about every one out. Like I said, this is not the correct axle for this car, but it does work. I can't hold you and beat with the hammer. I'll be glad when this thing leaves my shop. Man, these magnets really stick. Holy shit. I'm sure my jack has leaked off over the weekend, so this wheel ain't gonna fit. Oh, it does, thank God. For those of you that do this as DIY, I don't know whether I'd recommend doing wheel bearings in this. You're actually going to have some serious equipment to do it, or know somebody that has it. And when salvage yards sell you the wrong shit, and you waste a day, over a day, going to that salvage yard, getting the wrong part, and going back to said salvage yard. This is why I like ordering parts myself. So I know what to order. Now these guys try to save money, which actually costs them in the long run. These are 13/16 or whatever it comes out in the millimeter equation. Gun has 138 foot-pounds of torque, which is about the equivalent that these things need torque to. And I told you I was going to make a little bench for my vise. Now that worked out good. These used to be alignment stands that nobody wants to buy, so hell, I'll use them. It's Monday, and I just hate Mondays. Yep. Wish I just stayed at camp all weekend or all week. You know, God just keeps throwing you bills, or the government, or whatever. I don't think as a society we should have to work to pay for the ones that don't want to work. This world we're living in nowadays. Man, with the fentanyl problem, the non-working kids anymore. I remember growing up as a kid, I mowed the whole freaking neighborhood's yard and made good money doing it back in the 80s. Now kids just don't want to seem to work. They're worthless little fucks is what they are. Thank God this job is done. Thanks for watching my grumpy ass this morning, but you know, it is what it is. Thanks for watching, guys.